All right, good to have everybody here. Appreciate you guys. Just a little bit of where we're at right now. Obviously, coming off the bye week. Really spent early last week just working UND versus UND. A number of things that we looked at in our self-scout stuff that we felt like we could get better at. So, spent a lot of time going back just to day one teaching, some of the linear teaching sequences that we felt we needed to get better at. Defensively. Spent a little bit more time on blocking, or block destruction, I should say, off of it, on tackling, on understanding and owning our leverage on certain coverages and plays that we felt like we could get better at, and really tried to do a good job with our guys of understanding, hey, not just what your job is, but the guys around you, what their jobs are too as well, where they fit in some of our different defensive schemes, and then also how teams are attacking us here early in the season, and start to get a feel for that too as well. Then I think offensively it was continue to work on us being able to gain more depth, to continue to develop some more playmakers. I think just working on route depth and route timing between our tight ends, our receivers, our running backs, and our quarterbacks, aiming points on some of our run game stuff, really pad level, perimeter grit, things like that. That I think that we can still get better at, and I think we've done a good job up to this point of moving the football and spreading it around, and now we're really challenging guys to be able to, hey, the system is getting you yards in certain plays, whatever that looks like. Now you got to go get your own yards too as well, and be able to break some tackles, be able to make some guys miss, get on the edge, and be able to to dominate a block and really get better and challenge some guys that way too as well. And then we just took a look too as well as how we're doing just physically. And I think the one thing that has been definitely a bright spot and a positive for us is, we came into fall camp on July 30th, I think. Our average weight on that day, if you go through our entire roster, was 228 pounds. And then, we weighed in again last week, and our average weight is 227 pounds, throughout our entire team. So obviously our nutrition people, our performance people are doing a great job of making sure that our guys are maintaining, throughout the year, and some of our lifts and things like that. I think we've really pushed guys, and guys have done a good job of being able to continue to get better. So that's what we worked on early in the week, and then had 5 really good workouts, including yesterday. And now we've started to shift our focus to UNI, and I think, Coach Stepsis has done a good job there. A lot of what really what you see at UNI in the past, what you see at Drake, is what you see with these guys. I think they definitely have an identity. Defensively, they're aggressive, they're physical, they do a great job of being able to hold points. I think their guys on the edge do a good job with just point strength and being able to play physical. I think they do a good job of tackling throughout their roster. I think they got guys at every level. Number 8, the Martin kid, 29, he's a DB, 29. Is real active in the linebacking core, and then 55 and 16 up front are bigger, longer guys that are really disruptive and have been a handful for teams here in the past. And then offensively, I think running back, there's 2 guys there, number 1, number 32, that both do a really good job. They want to run the football. I think it starts there for them, and then they're able to do some things with Zero. He's a good return guy, a guy that gets the ball on fly sweeps. He can push it down the field, as well as 2 and 13 are really good receivers too. And then I think their tight ends, there's a deep of a tight end unit with all 3 of those guys. 88, 81, and 42 can all play and can not only block and do a good job on the perimeter, but they can catch passes too as well. And then obviously all runs through the quarterback. 3's a good player. I think you watch him when he has time, when he does a good job of being able to survey what defenses are doing. He's been really effective, and then he can move and play with his feet too as well. So for us, I think defensively it's going to be stopping the run. All right, it's going to be eliminating some of their explosive plays that they're able to do, and then offensively it's continue to move the ball around, right, like we have. And then, like I said, our guys need to do a good job of being able to not just get the yards that are gained, through the scheme and things like that. They got to be able to go out there and get their own yards, all right, and be able to make some plays. So that's where we're at here right now. Injury-wise, we'll get to know a little bit more here as the day goes on. It's early Monday here. Our guys will be in with our docs and with our trainers here, but definitely feel like there's been some good signs here throughout the last 3 or 4 days as far as being able to get some guys back. Any questions for me?
I read where Seth Anderson was ranked as one of the top performing tackle in the FCS this year based on some metric. What have you seen from him this year? What's been your takeaway of how he's played?
I mean, just solid. He's the guy I think up front who is, he's the veteran of that group. If you know Seth, if you watch him play, I just think every day you know what you're going to get. Like he's constantly working on his craft. He's just consistently good, and that's what we talk a lot about in our program. Whether that's the run game, the pass game, he's been really, really efficient in everything that we're doing, and he's a leader up there for our guys. And he's a guy that's, we've tried to get him to find his voice here a little bit more, but he leads by example. He leads by his work ethic every single day, and obviously he's garnered some attention. I think all the scouts who have been through here now are asking about him, and he's just he's held up and played well, in 4 straight games. And I think it's just a product of an older guy here who's like I said before, like he's got an opportunity now to have his best year as his last year, and he's proven that here so far.
I'm not sure if the UNI Dome has gone through with some of the upgrades they were going to do. Is there anything unique about this playing surface that you're communicating with the guys? I guess the look of it looks maybe a little bit unique. Do you have them work out in different spikes? Or, what kind of conversations do you have about the surface that they play on? Yeah,
we'll have a couple different pairs of shoes there for our guys to be able to go out there and try out. It's, I'm not as familiar with the turf there. I think it's unique to that stadium. The good part is, we've had a number of guys that have played there before, so I think there is some experience as far as what footing works the best. Our equipment guys have done a great job. Travis Callbaugh, early in the year we already I've talked through some of these things, so guys are breaking in different shoes, and then when we get there on game day, we'll, it'll be kind of the art of being a player. Like, what do you like the best out there? What feels the best? And then guys will have some options there on game day.
Both the guys kind of talked about how important those individual drills are. For you as head coach, how important is it to have those guys to focus in on their craft, especially during the bye week, so that way then once you guys get into like group work and everything ahead of this game, to be right on top of it?
Well, I think it's just nice to be able to get back to, not so much focusing on scheme and really being able to look at yourself. Obviously, you get into game weeks and things like that, and you're immersed into what you're going to see on Saturday and trying to prepare your guys and give those guys as many answers to the test as you can. Now we get to go back and be like, hey, this is, the 6 or 8, things that we've seen so far this year that we got to get better at. We can go each player, and talk about them too as well. If there's some sort of, weakness that we've found, either in their coverage and their run fits, whatever skill set that looks like. And I think that's the one thing that I really appreciate about our guys. Like, we talk to them about that all the time. Like, hey, expect to get corrected around here. Like, if there's a better way to do it, we're going to try to teach that to you. We're going to coach you hard. And the guys like that. They really appreciate, digging into their skill sets and their plays and being able to go back and look at those things and now try to get better from what we've seen here after 4 games.
I know you can't talk totally specifics, but was there anything that you guys kind of worked on individual-wise that you're excited to see the guys get on the field and kind of showcase it and play against another team with that new talent?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, at this time of year you start to get into, who you are is what you put on film up to this point. So we're just trying to do simple better, honestly. We've taken and, different things from our package each week that have been different that we feel like, has given us an opportunity to be able to be successful that week. And we'll continue to do that, and we're always, trying to do a good job of, there's certain sets, there's certain, plays and things like that are staples for ours that we feel like, hey, those are going to be plays that we're going to run all the way here until December and January. We're going to continue to detail those and polish those up as much as we can as we go through it. And then there's a few other things, obviously, I think that you game plan from week to week that might be, little tweaks or, things like that we think that can help us be successful. So that'll be every single week. But at the end of the day, it's still, it comes down to blocking and tackling and fundamentals. And those are the things that we focused on the most last week.
I know that we've talked about this since day one, but obviously going on the road, getting the first road win, obviously the past, they've been very close games. How important is it for you to walk in and get this road win officially to secure that and know that you guys have already done it and then you can move forward with the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that, our guys look too much into what's happened in the past. We don't talk about it, all that much as a program. Like we know that, hey, we have to go there. If we're going to be successful, we have to establish our toughness. And, that's something that I think is really important for us this week, whether that's, mental toughness, being able to, no matter what's happened in the past, to be able to look forward, and really have all your effort and all your focus be on going forward. And, if there are some of those thoughts that come into your mind, we talk about it a lot, like never let a negative thought complete itself in your mind. Like, hey, let's do a good job of continuing to be mentally tough. I think emotionally, we got to be able to handle, whatever comes at us, that way too as well. And then I think physically, like it's important that we go down there and we play physical and we play our style of football. So that's really what we've talked about with our guys. We know they're going to play that way. They've been really good at home, this year too as well. You watch them, in their home games, they've established themselves. And I think, like I said before, they have an identity, of running the football, of stopping the run, of playing aggressive on defense, and then being able to, try to hit you over the top too as well, which most good run teams do off of it. So we know what we're walking into. We know it's going to be, all the environments in our league, they're tough to win at. And we have to go out there, and like I said, we have to establish our toughness and do a great job of making sure that we get off to a good start and sustain it, throughout the entire day.
Talking about the environment, I believe it's their homecoming game. Does that kind of change up anything for you guys environment-wise? Does it make it harder or anything along those lines for you guys?
Yeah, we don't really talk about what the occasion is down there. We're going to go play a football team. We got to worry about us, number one, off of it, and make sure that we do a great job of preparing the right way every single day, doing the things that we feel like we need to do to be able to be successful, and then going and turning it loose on Saturday afternoon. So I think, all those things are great. Those things, happen every single year that are, special to every university. But for us, that's nothing that's going to be talked about here. Like, we're going to focus on our performance and making sure that we put our best product on the field on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, similar to Coach, obviously, thanks again for being here. Excited to get back to game week. But just a little bit about ourselves and our week. This past week felt like it was really effective for us. Important time for us to be focused on us, look at what we're doing, why we're doing it, how we're doing it, and really do a deep dive into who we are as an offense. It's always good, like Coach said, to get our guys back, get them healthy, get them feeling good, fast, fresh, as we hopefully go on a run here with it. Develop the young guys, get them up to speed, get them to feel like they're comfortable here as we move forward, and then obviously take a look at UNI and get ready to go for Missouri Valley Football Conference games. So it's an exciting time for us, really looking forward to it, but it was a good week for us to look at us, excited about UNI and what is upcoming, but, pretty simple, short and sweet for me this week. We're all focused on us, getting ready to go through the bye week, and now it's on to UNI and Valley play. So that's all I got.
Coach, same thing I asked Coach Schmidt about Seth Anderson a little bit. When you talk to scouts about maybe his projection, what are things that either they like the most or you guys express to them that you like the most? Like, what makes him an NFL level guy potentially?
Yeah, I think Coach said it right away, like consistently good, not occasionally great. He's a guy that's just overly locked in and focused into the details of playing the tackle position. Really an athletic kid, has really good feet, does a lot of really good things, in terms of run game, pass game, of playing the game well with his lower body, and then hand strike and strength on the back end. He's got good length. He's able to play the game, with his lower half, because his feet are definitely his strong point. But then when his hands get on you, he's a strong physical kid, plays the game nasty. He's able to finish blocks the right way. And, I think when you talk to scouts, and whether it was last year or this year, talking about Seth, like I said, he shows up every single day. There's not usually a lot of words that are said, but it's consistent. He's in and out, trying to be the best player that he can be. No matter what the situation is, you're never going to get Seth too high. You're never going to get him too low. But just consistently good, whether it's run game, pass game, very, very good with his feet in his lower half. And then when he strikes you, he gets a hold of you. You better be ready for a ride, because he's going to take you for one. So done a lot of really good things in his career here.
How long were you at Northern Iowa?
Just a year.
Okay. Anything that was unique about the dome there that you can communicate to your guys there? Like, what stands out about that facility?
Yeah, I mean, Coach kind of mentioned it earlier. We've done a great job of getting the right footwear for it. It's kind of an old school, like AstroTurf rollout carpet type deal. But it's a really a nice, fast surface. I think, like Coach said, our equipment people have done a really good job of getting their shoes out early in the season so that they can wear it through walkthroughs and through jog-throughs and in the weight room, because it is different. You're almost in like a hybrid tennis shoe, golf shoe, where you have kind of some tackiness to it. And it feels different because it's very low. There's no rubber pellets. But the guys got to do a good job of getting their shoes on early and being out on the field early to get the feel of which shoes I should wear and why. But at the end of the day, those shoes, those cleats, they'll grab, and we'll have no issues with it. As long as we play with good pad level, right, and we keep our base underneath us, we'll be in good shape. It's a super fast turf. I always love playing there at the Dome. Sidelines are tight. It's great. Fans are right on you. It's an exciting place to play. Should be a great environment, Not like Coach said, we ain't worried about the field. We're not worried about the environment in terms of their homecoming or anything like that. We're worried about us. And, we want to make sure we have the right shoes on. But we're not too worried about anything other than that. Just trying to do our best to be prepared for everything that we can get on Saturday and be ready to go.
Same thing that I asked Coach. How important was it to kind of have the players go back to the basics, having those one-on-ones versus just jumping into team drills?
Yeah, fundamentals, techniques, just every single day trying to get back to, what's the nitty-gritty? Why do we teach it this way? Why is it being applied in situation X, Y, and Z? How do we use it, so that they can see the effectiveness of it? So whether it's your pad level, playing O-line, receiver, running back, whatever it might be, looking at the techniques and the fundamentals of each individual position to try and, explain it in more detail if we haven't gotten it, totally accomplished. But just looking back at the fundamentals and the techniques of why we do what we do and making sure that our guys master that stuff so that we can graduate to what's next in terms of the scheme and why we're doing it. Because, inside zone is still going to be inside zone and four verts is still going to be four verts. But how we read it out, what the progression is, why it is what it is, those are the things that we really tried to do in terms of, like I said, taking a look at us. What are we doing well? Okay, how can we continue to master that? What are we not doing well? What can we change or keep the same and try and reiterate it so that we continue to get better and develop there? And I think when you look back at it, like Coach said, it's all about tackling, blocking, It's the base fundamentals of football, whether it's offense, defense, special teams, it doesn't really matter. You got to go back and get to, how do I be the best that I can be in this situation or that one? So just looking at that stuff, and I thought our guys attacked it well and had fun with it. We had good juice during the practices and made some plays, had some fun, so it was good.
I know you probably can't totally tell me specifics, but was there anything that you guys worked on that you're kind of excited to see the guys hit the field, or were there any players that had major growth during that week? I know you won't totally know until you see them play against somebody else, but.
Yeah, I think we're trying to continue to grow and develop in the special situations in our side of the ball. So, trying to apply some of our third down red zone concepts, even though we're working on base down and distance things as we go through it. Just communicating as you're going through meetings like, hey, we're in this situation. What's our thoughts here, and here, and why? Just looking at some of the more integral pieces that you have to cover week to week, and you don't have the stress of a game this past week, where it's, hey, let's look into the nitty-gritty and the details there. So not necessarily schematic, but more of special situations, how we can improve third downs, red zone, 2 minute. Got to work on 2 minute and felt like we got better at it just as we continue to go through it here in multiple different scenarios. So just trying to look at, again, kind of the fundamentals and the techniques of those special situations and how we can improve. not necessarily schematic, but just overall gameplay type mode.
And I know we've talked about it since the beginning, but officially getting the first road win, how important is that for you guys to just keep the momentum, just knock it off, know that you guys have already done it, and then you can just move forward with the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, we're not focused on that at all. I mean, we got a long ways to go. We got a lot of work this week to get to Saturday. So we're going to take it day by day to continue to get better and better and better. And when Saturday gets here, Saturday will be here, and we got to focus on us in those situations as well to try and get that win. Doesn't matter we play at home or on the road. We're not focused on that at all. We're focused on our week, our prep, how can we be better, focus on us, being tough mentally, physically, because we feel like that's what's going to help us take the next step in the Valley games as we move forward here. We're not looking to Saturday. We're looking to Monday, obviously, because it's here right now, and that's the best recovery day that we can, meeting day that we can, so that we're the most prepared for Tuesday as we get ready for Tuesday meetings, practice, and the whole schedule that we get on Tuesday. So not really worried about who we play and when we play them, where we play them. It's all about us, focusing on us as we move forward here.
I know you already kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but with it being a homecoming game, does that kind of change up anything? I know, obviously, energy-wise, it's probably a little bit louder, but does that change up anything you guys do on your end at all?
No, I mean, we're able to go inside and work through crowd noise. We're able to be outside and work through, different playing surfaces. So nothing really changes for us in our prep with that stuff. The crowd noise is something that you always prepare for when you're on the road. Doesn't matter. But to me, again, we got to look at high-level execution. And when you look at some of our situations through the past, it's been us that's beat us, right? And we feel like that's been pretty consistent. And I think that's why, you continue to get the same answers over and over again. We got to be consistently good at what we need to be good at, right? So if that's third down in the red zone right now, that's the emphasis that we're working on, to be consistently good in those situations so that we can have success when Saturday does come to Saturday. But we're focused on us and what we can do. Again, we could care less. There's 100,000 people there, or there's 12. We're going to be ready to go. We're going to be ready to play, because it all starts with our mindset and our week of prep to get ready for Saturday. But we got to continue to take care of Monday before we get to Saturday.
What was your takeaway from the bye week here? How did you utilize it, and what did you think of how it went?
I thought it was a great chance. I was able to go back home for a little bit, spend time with the fam, just get off my feet a little bit. So I really feel like most of the guys use it to refresh, and I feel it came at a great time.
What do you think about your role so far in the offense this year? Seems like they've really found a niche for you, and especially in the red zone. Yeah,
right now I'm mainly getting used in the red zone, so I feel it's good. I'm just doing what I got to do to help the team, help us win games, and the main focus is just keep on just growing that role more and more and helping the team.
What do you think is the key to getting a good result on the road here? You guys have, fans probably believe there's been some really good performances at Kansas State and Montana. What's it going to take to come away with a victory, though, this time?
We just got to focus on us, just play to our standard. Just keep doing what we do and just do not let the outside just dictate the outcome of the game.
Is there anything big that you have a takeaway from this bye week that you're excited to show out on the field or anything along those lines?
Other than, just getting my body just more ready, then not really. We, like I said, we just use this a chance to refresh. So I feel like me and most of the guys are just ready to get after it, and especially just to see another opponent.
I know we've talked about this a lot, but what's the mindset kind of going into this road game, knowing that you guys have had so many close ones on the road and then big wins at home? Is there a specific mindset that all of you guys are kind of going into this game with?
Yeah, like I said, we're just not focused on nothing else. No games before this or no games after. It's really just focused on this mission that we got in Iowa this weekend.
Obviously wins are important, but how important is it to get this first road win for this team to continue the momentum and just keep it going for the rest of the season?
Yeah, it's going to be huge because it started conference play, so it's always good to just, start off conference play with the big W. So, but like you said, every game's important, so we're just going to come here, just do what we got to do to focus on getting the win.
Same thing. Just what did you try to do during this bye week, and how do you think it went?
I think the bye week went well. I think we all just kind of got back. If you were, guys was banged up and stuff like that, was a chance to get healthy. And kind of the same way, we attacked the week, same way we did as if we were playing the game. We still know that, how the game's gonna come down to how well you execute throughout the week and how well you prepare yourself for the games on the weekend. So I think we did a good job preparing ourselves for UND, and that was really it.
As one of the older guys on the team, are the leaders of this team really itching to get a road win and just kind of end that streak?
Yeah, for sure. I think, we're not really focused on the past and the outcomes of the past games and stuff like that. I think, we're focused on what's in front of us, and I think as long as we, like I said before, we prepare ourselves throughout the week, that the outcome on the game should just yield the results of our performance throughout the week. So.
Was there anything during the bye week that you guys kind of worked on that you're excited to get on the field and show people?
We didn't really change too much. I think, we just owned in on the little things as far as, we had a lot of more indie periods and got a chance to be able to enhance our technique a little more. I think me personally, I just want to go out there and probably just show that, I had a bye week, so now I'm a little more ready to go, so I'll be able to fly around a little faster than probably before.
How important was being able to have more of that individual work like you were talking about versus all the team stuff for you guys to kind of really focus in on your craft?
I think it's very important, especially as a football player. You got to make sure that you kind of tune into the small details of your game, and I think that we did a good job polishing up on the small details, and just excited to be able to show that.
And then same thing I asked Deng. What's kind of the mindset going into this game? I know you guys aren't looking back or anything. Obviously, all the road games you guys had were very close, big wins at home. Is there a mindset that you guys are kind of going into this? What's kind of been the chatter in the locker room?
I think it's just more so we got to keep our foot on their neck regardless of the score. Whether we up 20, 30, multiple scores, I think we got to treat the game like it's still 0-0, and we can't let up at all. We can't get lackadaisical or get comfortable at all, and we just got to continue to just do what we do.